Hey there, my name is Steven, and I'm one of the many rangers that work at our San Bernardino County Regional Parks. Today, we're at the beautiful Mojave Narrows Regional Parks up here in Victorville, California, and I'm going to teach you just a little bit about predators and prey. All animals live in a habitat. A habitat, basically, is that animal's home, a place where they can find food, shelter, water, or anything else that that animal needs to survive. So how big and how small that habitat is based on the size and the movement of that animal. Whatever that animal needs to find its resources, it will go and find. So with all these different sizes of habitats, large and small, there is going to be some form of habitat overlapping parameters. These parameters is where predator and prey meet together to form that ever so gentle balance that nature needs for everything to run the way it is supposed to. In thousands of years of evolution, both predators and prey have developed observational features that have either made them great hunters or made them great at avoiding being hunted. For example, predators have developed binocular vision to help them focus on the animals they are hunting, along with meat-eating teeth and razor-sharp claws to help them grip and rip apart those animals that they catch and prey on. Prey, on the other hand, develop these attributes for a whole nother reason: survival. Instead of having eyes in the front of their skulls, they have them more on the side, so they can see 360 degrees around them at all times to make sure no predator is around. Their teeth are more shovel-like in order to grab on the shrubbery and nip at the grass, and their claws are not for grabbing onto other animals. They're to avoid other animals and predators, burrowing under the ground and climbing up into the trees to stay safe. Now that I've expressed to you all these traits, predator versus prey, it's your turn to tell me, looking at our three skulls down here, what do you think skull number one could be? Take a look at it. Look at where the eyes are placed on the skull. Look at these teeth. What could they be used for? If you guessed a mountain lion, you are correct. Mountain lions, fully grown, can be about 3 feet tall on all fours and weigh over 220 pounds. They can run at 50 miles an hour to catch all those little bunnies and squirrels and have a bite force of 350 pounds. Now, on to skull number two. This guy is quite a bit smaller than the first skull we just showed you there. As we saw, that was a mountain lion. Look at his eyes placed on his skull. They look to be a little bit different than the first skull. And look at his teeth. They happen to not be sharp at all. What do you think I could be? I'm a jackrabbit. Jackrabbits, fully grown, are only about 2 feet long and 6 pounds, so not very big at all, but they are extremely fast. They can run up to 40 miles per hour. That's almost faster than my car. They can almost see 360 degrees all the way around their head at all times, looking out for anything that might be looking to grab them. Last but not least, skull number three. This skull looks to be a little bit different. He could have eyes on the side of his head, or they could be binocular in the front of his skull. But take a look at these teeth. They look a lot like my dog's teeth. Weird. What could he be? He's a coyote. Coyotes full grown on all fours are about 2 feet tall and only 50 pounds, about the size of an average sized dog. They can run 45 miles an hour, so they can catch that jackrabbit, and with a bite force of 153 pounds per force, when they catch him, the jackrabbit doesn't ever have a chance. So now, we've seen all three of our skulls. How many of them do you think you got right? Skull number one. What do you guys think? Look at his eyes. Up in the front of his skull, big meat-eating teeth. As we explained last time, this is a mountain lion. He is a predator. On to skull number two, a lot smaller, little baby. This little guy has eyes on the sides of his head with nice shovel-shaped teeth in order to grab the grass off of the ground. This jackrabbit is prey. Now skull number three, we explained also, has eyes in the front of his head, has meat-eating teeth, eats the jackrabbit, but also is eaten by the mountain lion. So skull number three in the middle here, the coyote, is predator and also prey. So in addition to be classified as predator and prey, scientists also classify animals in 3 different consumer categories. Number 1, carnivores, meat eaters. Number 2, herbivores, plant eaters. And number 3, both. They're called omnivores. So let's look back at our skulls to go over what you guys think these 3 animals could be. Our mountain lion mainly eats meat. Look at these teeth. His whole diet is basically just based on other animals. Our jackrabbit, like we said, his teeth are different. He eats seeds and grass and shrubbery. He is a herbivore. Our coyote is different. He eats both. He is also known as an omnivore. He'll eat berries, mice, basically whatever he finds laying around. If he's hungry, he's gonna eat it, kind of like me. All animals are connected through the process called the food chain. The food chain is a cycle in which animals eat other animals in order to obtain the proper nutrients and energy they need to survive. The food chain starts at the producers. The producers are plants. Plants convert sunlight and carbon dioxide into sugars that in turn the consumers ingest. The caterpillar eats the producers, which in turn the frog eats the caterpillar. The snake eats the frog, the owl eats the snake, the mountain lion eats the owl. But who eats the mountain lion? Well, nobody eats the mountain lion. After that mountain lion grows old and gray, he passes away and has to die. And after he dies, they call the FBI. No, not that FBI. Fungi, bacteria, and insects show up on scene to decompose and break down the tissues of that old mountain lion, depositing that back into the soil for the plants to use at some other date. In nature, if there's a lack of natural resources, like food or water, it becomes increasingly hard for predator and prey alike to survive. If you take away just one link of our food chain out, for instance the owl, that mountain lion will have nothing to eat in his habitat and will be forced to venture out into cities and towns, making it very dangerous for us, and yet throwing all of this cycle out of balance.
Our San Bernardino County regional parks are habitats for the wildlife that we just spoke about. So please, do your part, pick up the park, and protect wildlife.